Finally, however, partial funding for the New Netherland project came from the National Endowment for the Humanities, the Friends of New Netherland, now known as the New Netherland Institute, and is continued by generous private donations. The documents Gering is translating are the official records comprising the remains of the archives kept in the Provincial Secretary's office in the fort in New Amsterdam. They cover the whole of New Netherland, not just the events on Manhattan Island.
Everything that we translate is published by Syracuse University Press. We provide each manuscript with an introduction, with a subject index, and other apparatus, scholarly apparatus, and the purpose is for people who can't read 17th century Dutch to have access to the information in the records in the best way possible. I used to do this in longhand back in the dark ages before computers and so forth. I did everything on yellow legal pads. Now Yanni simply types it in onto disk, the transcription. We do a transcription exactly as it's laid out on the page. After the transcription is made, I get a printout of the transcript and I start translating. Already at that point we're starting to work on problems of translation. But the major problem is what's missing. What has been burnt away or been cut away or lost as a result of the mishandling or various fires they've gone through.
For a novice attempting to follow in Gering's translating footsteps, there are other issues in addition to the condition of the documents themselves.
This is the first obstacle that a student, for example, runs into if they want to learn 17th century Dutch, is cracking the code of the handwriting. But it can be learned, and it's not impossible. It's very regular. Once you learn it, it's like, as I said, reading a typewritten page. It's so good. The person who has the most difficult handwriting and apparently never learned the secretarial style is Petrus Stuyvesant. His handwriting is very, very difficult.
Washington Irving's whimsical literary image of the New York Dutch is undergoing a stark transformation as the New Netherland Project translation unfolds.
People have taken the satire to be history, unfortunately. Dutch devolve into this fat burger sitting on his porch, smoking a clay pipe and watching the world go by, as if all the Dutch were of that sort in New Netherland, that you couldn't really take them seriously. The textbooks from the time I was growing up would dismiss New Netherland in just a couple of words. Minuet bought the island for $24, Stuyvesant had a wooden leg, and then you're on to the revolution. And that was basically it. And now we can tell a much more interesting story.
It is the Dutch who introduced a melting pot of humanity that took root in the Hudson and Delaware Valley. Today, people from many nationalities thrive among the hustle and bustle of present-day New Amsterdam, now known as Manhattan, the financial capital of the world, and also Fort Orange, now known as Albany, the place where Charlie Gering is meticulously translating the lost Dutch documents and finally revealing to the world a story that has remained untold for far too long.